Hi, welcome back to Leadership Training Camp. Today I want to talk about the topic, the truth about titles. You know, when I got my first promotion from salesperson into management, I got to admit it kind of went to my head. And I got this idea that, okay, now I've arrived, now I've got the title, now I'm the leader, right? And I started to learn as I went through different leadership courses and through trial and error, figuring out what worked and what didn't, the truth about titles. And I want you to think about this. I don't care what your title is. Here's the bottom line. A title doesn't make you a leader. All a title does is buy you time to become one. I mean, think about it. What a foolish notion to think that somehow you've been made more competent by virtue of a change in title. I mean, think about it this way. Leadership is performance. It's not position. It's a choice you make every day. It's not a place at a head table where you sit. And think about this as well. How many of you maybe know people right now that have the leadership title, but they're really not much of a leader? I mean, don't point if they're there in the room with you, but maybe somebody comes to mind, right? On the other hand, how many of you can think of someone who doesn't have an official title, but you consider them as a leader? They're the go-to person. They know what's going on. They see what needs to get done. They jump right in it, right? You don't have to ask them. They have influence, you know, and so they don't have the title, but you still consider them as a leader. You see, leadership is about influence. It's about performance, not position. So maybe you're one of those folks that just got promoted. You just got that title. And I'm going to tell you what I tell people when I promote them, and I've told them this over the years. I tell them this. I said, listen, here's the good news and the bad news. The good news is you're getting this leadership title. You're getting this leadership position, and you've earned that title. Here's the bad news. That title doesn't make you a leader. It just buys you time to become one. It buys you time to gain influence or to lose it, to get the job done, or to blow it. And then I'll tell them this as well. I'll say, just so you know, you need to know this. You don't automatically have followers. What you have are subordinates. How you act as a leader determines whether you're able to convert those subordinates into followers. And see, it's a humbling thing to hear that, but people need to go into leadership with the right idea about titles in mind. Now, perhaps you've been a leader for decades, and maybe you've already heard this before, but maybe you've forgotten it. You know, that you've been borrowing more credibility from your title, and you haven't been performing to the highest level possible. Well, listen, you're going to have to step up. You're going to have to step up. You can't continue to borrow credibility from that sign on your door or that title on your business card, or even if your name is on the sign out there. You've got to bring it day in and day out, demonstrating character, demonstrating competence, demonstrating consistency in those things day in and day out. That's ultimately what makes you a leader. That's what earns you influence. That's what converts subordinates into followers. And so let's think about, what can you do to perform today? What can you do to demonstrate that leadership is performance? And if you have leaders that work for you, to expect the same from them, to insist on the same from them, to hold them accountable for delivering the performance that justifies their title, and to do it day in and day out. All right, thanks for going through this clip. I look forward to visiting you real soon with our next lesson.